Oh, hello, hello, welcome. Hi, I'm Tiffany, and this is my quilting life. Today's Sunday, Sew Sunday, where I will sew something today. Also something. And this something that I'm going to sew, I cannot find online, so I can't give you guys a pattern or anything. I'm just going to sew because that's what we're all sitting here to do, right? Is to sew something, really? I mean, all right, let's see who's here, Mr. Scotty. I need some spectacles, though. You plug that in? All right, let's see who is all here. We had some really early birds, huh? We have Kathy, Louise, Melody, Christine, Teresa, find the button, Marie, Kim, Tracy, Velma, Mary, another Mary, Tanya, Melody, Shirley, Nancy, Tony, Kay, JK, and so many more, but this has changed the screen again. So, yep. So today I am going to sew up this Tonga treats thing that I had gotten in the mail. I don't know how old it is because I can just find pictures like on Pinterest of the pattern, but I can't find the pattern that comes in these. This Tonga Treats Darling Donuts. So, and if you type in Darling Donuts, you get donut shops in Google. It's called Darling Donuts by Heidi Pridemore for Broome Street Patterns. So I'm just going to make it with the one pack because that's all it says I need to complete this whole project is the one pack of these Tonga Treats. And these are Judy and Judel, that's probably Judel, Niemeyer, are the designers of the fabric in this pack. And there's 40 10-inch squares, and that should make me a quilt that's 48.5-inch square. So I'm going to follow directions. But the first thing I need to do is take them out of the package and press them because they've probably been in here for a very long time. Oh, there's a little clippy. So these are 10-inch squares and they are folded, not flat. So I have to press every single one of them before I even start. Huh? How am I feeling? I'm actually really tired today and super itchy. So if you see me scratching myself, it's because my legs are burning, itching, and it's driving me nuts. I even had to cover myself in lotion like 500 times today now because it's just highly annoying. All right, so I'm going to press all this up while we just sit here, get all these nice and flat and ready to cut. And since they're batiks, they should press nicely and easy. Like, again, they have been folded a very long time, so they're like super fold.
Is there a tool that will tell you what size of triangles to cut to put on a certain size block?
Is there a tool to tell me what kind of triangles to cut for a certain size block? Yeah, there's lots of Google. If you Google half square triangles or whatever, you can get all sorts of different information on blocks. Oh my goodness, come on, just lay there nice and flat. Huh? Oh, it's, yeah, MS itch, or it could be something else. I have no idea, but it has some rashes on my skin, which is quite rare for me because I don't usually get rashes, but my legs have rashes on them. I don't know what it is. I have to go see a doctor because it's driving me mad. But it's definitely not fully MS itch, and it's definitely not allergy itch because usually I get allergy itches. It's not that. This is going to take me a few minutes. I could probably press 2 at a time. Let's see how well that goes without pressing wrinkles into them. And this is the Tonga Treats thing.
Yeah, but this says it's the darling.
Oh yeah, that's Scott's holding up the pattern that I'm just going to go from. Like I said, I couldn't find it, and I'm not sure if it was a free pattern. It probably is, because when they come in this, they're usually free patterns, but because I've done Tonga Treats before in the past. I haven't in a long time, but I won't yell out the math for it or the measurements that I'm cutting, but I can say this. They're simple, and we're using Layercake, so it's kind of only obvious what I'm cutting when I go to cut it. Just in case it's not a free pattern or wasn't a free pattern. I have no idea. Some of these little patterns come and go, you know, through these companies.
What long arm framing machine do you use?
I have a King Quilter Elite 2 on a King Quilter frame. And Scotty put a link in it for it in case you want to look it up. I am ironing on a wool cutting mat. I have the wool mat on top of another mat to save my board from getting messed up. Yeah, my cutting mat is not being ruined. No, I'm on top of a mat that's on top of a mat. There's two here. Because the wool mat presses the batiks very nicely. But I figured I would sit here and do this right in front of you instead of sending it over to Scott, and I can't pair anything up when he has it, so I just figure I'll do it myself. And that wrinkle didn't come out right there. These are put in sets of 2 because there was 2 of each of these. So I'm trying to iron both of them, but one is not ironing as good as 2. Like, I mean, 2 is not as good as 1.
Do you have the automation on your long arm?
I do not have automation. I prefer to free motion quilt all the time, every time. But I can do stuff that would look like a computer did it because I'm so used to it. My wool mat does not smell anymore. It did when I first got it, but it does not anymore.
You can start pairing and I can start cutting.
No, I got it. All right. I wouldn't have chose all these colors to go together my own self, by the way, on all this. I mean, some of these look like they go together, but those reds and yellows, I don't know. I don't think they go with this as much. But that's the idea behind the batik fabrics, because technically they can all go together. There's these folds up at the top of every single one of these from it being in the package, the way they packaged it. I prefer Layercakes to be flat, but not every company puts them flat. Some roll them up. Some put them in these packages, folded. I think it'd take a little bit more extra work to fold them like this, though. It'd be cheaper on everybody if it was just nice and flat the way it was cut from the first place. Come on. Get it out of there, wrinkle. Okay, good. Only a few more left to press, and then I could start cutting all this up.
Do you ever start your batiks?
I do not starch any fabric, really. I mean, I have some starch, lots of it, but I rarely starch And when I do, I'll starch the blocks once they're done. If they're not, if it's like a pattern that's not laying properly and the blocks just are kind of on the wonky side, then I'll starch the blocks. But that's it. I don't really starch, especially not pre-cuts. I'll iron them, but I won't starch them.
Who taught you to quilt?
I taught me to quilt. Nobody taught me. I taught myself, and then finally, after a while, found it on YouTube, not knowing that YouTube, I didn't think about it. YouTube teaches everything else. Why not quilting? So then I found it on YouTube. But yeah, I taught myself. My mom sewed, when I was a little girl, so I knew the basics of a sewing machine, and I had 4 kids, so obviously I fixed, all their clothes and stuff with the sewing machine that I did have. I do not have that first sewing machine anymore, though. I got rid of it years ago. Kind of glad I got rid of that beast because it was definitely not very fast and didn't sew to my standards. How about that? But yeah, I taught myself quite a few years ago now. Huh? Oh, yeah. Scott said you guys have been posting some really awesome flag quilts in the group, that you guys have been doing the flag quilts from my video. So that's super awesome. I can't say that I've seen any of them, but he has, because I don't really go on Facebook much anymore. And it's not because of you guys. It's because, there's lots of things on Facebook that just bring back memories and make me feel sad. So I'll get over that someday. But yes, you guys' flag quilts are awesome. All right, you can put that over there. That could go up there. This could...
Should I unplug it?
No, because you're going to have to iron what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
So I might as well just leave it on instead of undoing and doing and undoing a million times. All right, let's see what this pattern says. It says there's 2 of each, obviously. I just pressed them. So I want 4 light squares from each light square. So this would be my light squares. And I'm going to get 4 cuts out of that for the centers. So I just need to choose how many centers.
Does your Juki make a strange sound when sewing like 1 stitch at a time?
My Juki make a strange sound at 1 stitch at a time? No, not that I'm aware. I haven't heard anything funky from it. So all the lights, I guess I'm using for this. So I need 16 of them. These are light. That seems weird because it only wants me to cut 1. Centers for the light squares from each light square cut 4 for a total of 16. Well, I don't need to do that. I could just do it from these right here, because I don't need to do it from those. I'm going to make mine my way. So I need 16 squares because I'm making 16 blocks. I'm going to stack all these up really nicely and cut them all at the same exact time. And this will be 16. And I have a little bit of wiggle room due to the fact that they are not straight either. So I'm going to come over here, do our magic number, which Again, it's going to be obvious what I'm cutting here.
I like your glasses.
Oh, yeah. I don't have to wear them to see anything but reading. Because everything for reading is very blurry.
I like you with the glasses on.
I know, but I can't wear them the whole time because my eyes will get blurry from using the glasses that are only for reading. Yeah, yeah. When I was younger, when I wore my regular glasses, everyone used to say I looked like a school teacher. Like all my friends, you look like a school teacher. So I used to try to get the coolest glasses I possibly could so that I wouldn't look like a school teacher and I would just look cool. But I think we all went through that wearing glasses in school with as kids, everybody gets teased or made fun of because of it. So dumb. I mean, we got to be able to see, right? The kids don't understand that. All right, so here's my 16 centers. Now I'm going to cut some half square triangles. So I'm going to use contrasting pairs of each squares, 2 of each pair for a total of 16 squares. So I need 16 of these, I guess. I'm just going to pair everything up, I suppose. So there's a pair right there. And I don't have to do the same pair each time. But we'll pair these two because they look cool together. And we'll pair not that with that. That's too dark. Let's put a blue with this one. Why not? It doesn't match at all. Like I said, I wouldn't have chose half the colors that are in here. Those two are too dark together. Put one of these greens with this one. Sure, why not? I mean, look at how off these are. Like, they are not square at all. Let's put a blue with this one. I don't see how those go with this, but whatever. Again, this is just supposed to be scrappy looking, I guess. Let's put one of these. What did I already do? I already did that. I did that one. Ooh, here's a pretty color. This one goes with it, but I don't see how the rest do. One of these with one of those. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs so far. This red one with this one, that's 8. We'll put this one with the red. 9. This one with a green. Oh, no, 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 no. This one with this peachy color. 10. 11. We'll pair these two. Hold on a second. This seems so weird because how am I supposed to get those other cuts? I'm trying 2 pairs for a total of 2 of each color pair for a total of 16 squares. Cut each. That's right. For a total of 64 squares. Use 4 contrasting pairs, 2 of each color pair for a total of 16 squares. Oh my goodness. This makes no sense. So I'm going to pair everything, honestly. This is why I don't follow other people's patterns. They drive me nuts. This one with that one. This one with this one. I have to pair everything up either way. So that one.
What are your favorite colors and color combinations other than purple and butterflies?
Black and purple. Pink and black. Pink, black, and purple. I know. I'm easy to please. That one, that same one.
Is this layer cake 2 of each block?
Yep. And I think I already did this combo. No, I did not. I guess not. All right. Okay. It's all paired up. All right. So I'm going to make half square triangles with 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So only 2. That's not correct. Okay. So I'm making 16 blocks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this my way because I need 4 half square triangles. I'm just going to cut this in half twice as best as it possibly is. And then I'm just going to sew. Aha, I get what it's going here. 16 squares total. Because I'm going to get 2 from each of these, see, because I'm sewing on the diagonal on both sides of my invisible line that I'm not going to draw. So there's 2 blocks worth. I'm seeing what's going on here. See, it should make these patterns a little bit more easy to read for people like me who don't do patterns. Okay, come on. There is 1 block, 2 block, 3 block, 4 blocks worth. These are so off. Okay. Five, 6 blocks worth. Eight blocks worth. Yeah, I like doing my own thing usually. 9, 10 blocks worth. Why this is so off? 10. Does it make 12 blocks worth? Let's do this green one. Wow, come on. Well, if my blocks don't come out like they're supposed to, that's not me. That's this chart or layer cake. What was I at? 12? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 7 is 14. This will be 15, 16. Okay, that's 16 blocks worth of half square triangles. And then I'm going to make those and then make the others. So I'm just going to make half square triangles first and then cut out everything for the next step. Okay, so all that goes together. All this goes together. And I'm going to run them in right after each other. So that makes it easy. Each set. And I'm going to sew on both sides of my invisible line because I don't have a drawn line. I'm just using my seam tape. Because I have seam tape. And that really helps. Do I have what?
Any use for the smaller right-handed Martelli cutter?
I use the small right-hand Martelli cutter. That's what I already use. And I also have the bigger one, the 60. Yep, I have both. Although I use it in here, and in my fabric room, I have a cutting station. And in there, I use an Alpha. I have a pink Alpha, and it has the squeeze handle open blade kind. And I can definitely say that I prefer my Martelli all the way. I definitely can tell the difference. Even though I had carpal tunnel surgery, my wrist still gets sore from cutting too long with those other cutters. I didn't know that there was a really small one. Oh, my out. Yep.
I didn't know Martelli made one that little.
I didn't know Martelli made a little cutter, a little tiny one. No, I have a regular little 28 millimeter one, just on a regular handle. All right, go to where it came out. This one. Those little ones are best, little cutters are best for like applique projects and fussy cutting with small templates. Using the templates, using a little cutter is easy to get around them. Huh? The rubber purple heart is a gypsy quilter. Wait, there's a name for it. It's right there on the shelf somewhere. It cleans the table. It was sent to me. Hold on, let me tell you. This is what it is right here. I saved that because people will want to know. That's what it is. It's for cleaning your mat right here. It cleans all the yuck out of the grooves, and then it gets stuck on there because it's silicone. So it definitely came in handy, and I really like it. Because the first day I cleaned my mat out, Scott was like, "Oh, wow." And he had to take it and go rinse it off, because that's all you do is rinse it off. There was a lot of goop in my cutting mat. But then I do cut a lot because I make a lot of stuff. But you can find it at the Fat Quarter Shop, because I haven't yet to look for more of them. And I'm pretty sure Fat Quarter Shop has it because they sell all sorts of gypsy quilter supplies. Sorry, the itch is real. It's driving me mad. Oh, I was good thing my fingers are dull. My nails. Having the acrylic on my real nails makes them dull and they're not sharp. And I'm not tearing up my skin. Got to make sure to stay hydrated too. Maybe that'll help with irritated, dry skin. All right, so now I'm just going to flip this whole entire pile around onto my lap and do the other side of my not drawn line. What?
Ian says you're not allowed to cut anything before you're so long.
Really? Why? Oop, wrong side. Make sure that one's flipped. I don't know what it is about doing this, but I really, really like it. It makes me smile to just speed sew through all this. Although it does make everything on my table try to fall off of my table. Oh, nope, nope, don't get caught on that. Nope, I don't want to sew two-piece once. Nope, flip it.
Square you were applying it to?
What?
Is it accurate to say that you cut the square for snowballing at half the size of the square you were applying it to?
I didn't snowball anything. There's no snowballing in here. I'm just sewing half square triangles. Or the 2 at a time of half square triangle method. The fast way. Scott put a link in for a cutter. And last one. Now to snip them, press them, and oh my goodness. Snip them, press them, and cut them to size. Or cut them to size, then press. Honestly, I think I'm going to cut them to size, then press. Okay. So those go together. These two go together. Yeah, I'm going to keep all the pairs together. That way I don't have to pair them up after the fact.
What do you do with all the fabric that is sent to you?
What do I do with all the fabric that's sent to me? You see what I'm doing with it right now. This was sent to me. I'm using it up.
Well, they actually asked if you make a video to show them what you do. So tell them. You cut it,
Yeah.
iron it.
I iron all the fabric. And then I cut it into pre-cuts most of the time, unless it's already a pre-cut like this. Yeah, but anything people send me, it gets used in one way or another, whether it's off camera or on. And there went my pile of nicely cut center squares. All right, so I'm going to cut these and trim them to size right here, and then send them over to Scott to press. Even though these are going to be a little bit difficult, they're going to stretch like a lot.
So am I pressing?
If you want to. I'm just pre-warning you that these are going to stretch.
I'll press anything.
Okay, and then no. Hang one of what up? Oh, yeah, I don't care.
Well, you start using the board, I figured. You're going to start putting stuff up there, aren't you?
Ay. Can you not talk to me while I'm cutting, please? I have no idea what you're talking about, and I just messed up. Oh, man. Okay, well, that one's going to be off. I don't really want to sew it again. I need it on this side without that stupid diagonal line. All right. Right there. Oh, these are so tight right there. And yes, I'm trimming them with a big ruler, not with a half square triangle-y. This project is not going to be perfect because these squares are way off for this size. If they had me cut the 4 7/8 inch, I wouldn't have even had enough fabric. I would have had to cut down to the next number. Sorry.
Where you want to see him?
Out to one side or the other. It doesn't
Doesn't matter
matter.
which side?
I don't think it matters on this. Does it even touch? Oh, literally on the edge. Just remember, they're really going to stretch.
Here they are.
Hold on, let me get the fourth one. There's 4. If you guys have any questions, just ask. Scott could see the chat. If he misses it while ironing, though, just ask again. He'll eventually see it, or one of my moderators will see it and hopefully be able to answer, because this one can't even get the size I need. Nothing on that side. We're going to pretend that it goes right. This is going to be wonky, guys. I can't help that. I cannot control the way the manufacturers cut their pre-cuts. But we're going to get it as close as we possibly can. I mean, I am doing my best.
You'll make it look good no matter what.
Yeah.
You want me to just leave my file over here?
Yeah. Here's the fourth one.
How many am I getting?
4 at a time. A total of 16 sets.
Are you just straightening them out right now?
I'm trimming them to the size they need to be. I do it this way with the ruler, with the big ruler. So I'm 4.5 inch blocks, okay? I'm going to line my 4.5 inch line and a 4.5 inch line on my ruler on my seam, just like any triangle cutting ruler, except I don't want to go grab another ruler, so I'm going to use this. So you can press them open and then cut, have to flip and cut and have to flip, when you can just sit and do it right here with the same ruler. This just goes to show you only need one ruler to make a quilt. Any ruler, as long as you have one. You can do all of your cuts from one. You can do diamond cuts. You can do 60. Well, it depends on if you have that marking on there, but you can do 60 and 45. You can cut half square triangles down to size without even opening them first. I mean, there's so many options with just one ruler. So if you don't want to go spend a lot of money on a ton of different kinds of rulers, you could still do it with just the one you have. That's pretty good. Yeah, just line the 4.5 inch line up on my sewing line and then cut. And then I end up with nice 4.5 inch half square triangles. Where's the other one of this? Where's the other two? There's supposed to be 2 more of this.
This is what I got. These?
Yeah, but where's the other 2? There's supposed to be 4 per. I've been giving you 4. Okay, well, that's weird. They're not up here. They're right here on the floor. You only picked up 2.
Okay, I picked up what I saw there. I didn't know that.
They're the same color as the carpet.
Sorry.
Yeah, I do this more often than I grab my trimming rulers that I have. I have them though, especially if I need to cut a whole heck of a lot. I do have them. I have a bunch. I got what are they called? Something I forgot. Slotted trimmers, clearly perfect slot trimmers. I have those, which are the same as the strip tube rulers, because I have those too. And those also can be used to trim up squares. The markings may seem off if you line the rulers up, but if you use them to square and then iron your blocks, they're going to be the same exact size. So I don't know why their markings are different, but it still works properly.
I think there was a question on how you set up your ruler for sliding.
This ruler slides around easily, but if you're used to it, then it's easy to keep it from sliding, you know, because this one slides pretty easily. So to keep it from sliding, I don't really do anything besides just hold it a specific way so that it doesn't slide from underneath me. Every now and then it does, but
Your big one, you use a handle.
yeah, I have a handle on one of my big ones, but that's just to pick it up, not to keep it from sliding, because it actually doesn't slide. Not really. I got to trim all the blocks.
Oh, okay, never mind then.
I have to trim all the triangles off of one of them because I'm not doing it at this point.
Sorry, I thought I was helping.
No, it's okay. Here, try and help. Now, if you just hold your ruler a certain way, it shouldn't slip. And then they do make the Quilter Select rulers. Those are my favorite. They don't slip at all. You can literally move the fabric with it once it's on. Works perfect. I have no idea because I don't remember.
Okay. No problem.
I'm also sitting here, as you can see, I'm using the edge of the table to my advantage. So I have my thumb under the table and the rest of my fingers on the ruler to keep from getting cutting fatigue in the ruler hand, because you can get cutting fatigue in your ruler hand. So I'm literally lining it up and I'm using the table as my holder, I guess. But I can do that because I'm at a regular desk. If you're at a kitchen table or something, I don't know if your fingers will reach all the way. This block is definitely not going to get cut properly. Yeah, this one is going to be way messed up, but we're going to pretend that it's right. These are batiks. You could stretch them, fudge them if you have to. Take a drink of water.
You need me to get your water?
Mm-mm. All right, there's one more. Those. I feel like it's gone quiet again. Wow, this one has like a lot to cut off. What is this one? Well, these blocks must have been 10-inch squares to start. My face is starting to itch now. It's not.
You did take an allergy pill.
Yeah, I took an allergy pill. That's definitely not allergy, whatever it is. Sorry, guys, for scratching myself on camera, but I don't know what's wrong with me today. It could just be an MS itch and it's just presenting itself funny because I literally am itching everywhere. I just realized I did 2 sets of the same thing.
Okay, it'll look good.
Yep, it will look good.
Maybe it's the fabric dust from this fabric.
It could be, but I doubt it because I was itchy before coming on camera. My face is starting now. My arms were already getting there, but not to the point where I needed to super scratch. My nose itches, above my nose itches, my eyeballs itch. So after the live stream, I'm going to do what I usually do for itchies. If it's an MS itch, I can get in the shower with super hot water. And I let the water beat down on me until I can't take it no more. And then I turn it to cold and shock my skin. And that usually stops my itching. But if it doesn't go away, then that would mean it's not an MS itch.
What rotary cutter?
I am using a Martelli rotary cutter. Scott will put a link for it in the chat. It's a great for arthritic hands, wrists, arms, elbows, anything that has to do with consistently cutting. This rotary cutter has saved me from. It's an ergonomic cutter, and it's fabulous. I'm going to start making funny faces. As soon as I get them ready to start laying out.
We're going to put the pink one and then jam, jelly, whatever one is first. Which one do you want to do?
The big one.
Huh?
The big one. Okay, come on. Right there. Stay lined up. Earlier, I took my scissors and scratched my leg with my scissors. I probably shouldn't have done that.
Isn't that what people with casts on do? They stick forks in
Yeah,
their cast.
and they stick spatulas and and hangers,
Yeah.
broken hangers down into their casts to scratch. I heard the itch though from a broken arm is really bad because I never had broke anything to need a cast. So I don't know, but I know that from friends that have told me over the years that the itch is real. These apart quick. That way, all I have to do is trim them. There. The next step after this is to cut some rectangles out of 2 colors, 16 sets of them. Sets of 4, that is, because I need 4 per block, and each block is pretty much the same exact thing. That what? Probably.
I can't open that.
Oh. The other people use their finger like this with licking your.
I don't want to lick. Get my slide on.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that.
I don't like to lick the fabric either. He's saying that the batiks won't open. He can't split them open with his fat fingers. For some reason, it's not opening for him very well, so that's what's taking him longer to press than normal. But I do have to say these are sticking together pretty well, though. Yeah, and cutting kind of like forges them together. You know, because you're pushing the fibers together when you make that cut. Okay, last one. Cutting the pieces for the rectangle parts of this project. There's those, and there's that. The only thing I need to do on we're gonna start an auction on this quilt right here, the jam quilt. So, and it's gonna start out at 20 because it's a bigger quilt.
I need to clip these.
So you guys have at it. You know how the auction works, and it'll be free shipping within the United States. Anything outside the United States, you need to pay your shipping. This quilt is, I don't even know how big. I'll measure it real quick. It's 66 by something. 62, 66. That's what it is. Hold on here. Spread this out a little so it holds it up better. Yeah. And it is actually a flat quilt, but it's laying against all this stuff. So it's the one you guys saw me buying just the other day. So we'll let that go while I gotta trim off all these dog ears real quick. This hopefully shouldn't take me too long. I'm gonna do the rotary cutter instead because it might be faster for me. Make a little confetti mess right here. Right here's fine.
Did I already iron this?
Yes, I'm cutting the dog ears off, which takes a minute. All right. But yes, this is a very pretty quilt. Scott can unplug and bring the camera close to see everything on it. while I'm cutting all these to try to save time. Was that 4? Yes, it is. Okay. You can bring the camera up close to it.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Oh.
I had to get my paper ready.
All right, camera is moving, guys. And we're at 60 something. 63. He's bringing you up close to take a look. It's just an all over edge to edge square quilting because of the style of the blocks. It's called the jam quilt because of the jam jars.
I'm going to turn it around now and do this with the back.
No, I'm just going to hold the quilt open so they can see the back. And the back is a rose print. And the tag is on there. It says the jam quilt, designed and pieced by me, April of 2024. That's obviously my finished date, not my start date. And it's bound with a maroon that matches it perfectly.
What size is it again?
It's 62 by 66. So it's just a lap quilt. Where did I get the fabric on it?
Jam jar fabric.
It was in a fat 8th bundle with the other fabrics there, and I couldn't find any more of the fabrics to actually have, you know, a completely matchy quilt. So I used what I had, but it's the same company. The fabric in the whole entire quilt is the same company, just different lines. Can you turn the fan on, please?
Yeah, it's hot.
Yep. Just still trimming off the dog ears here. Making quilt room confetti. Do any of you also make quilt confetti with your dog ears, and then it ends up on the floor somehow, and you track it through the whole entire house, and then you find it on your cat's butt or something because he sat on it and it sticks to his hair? I swear this stuff just ends up everywhere. Yeah, that wants to blow. Yeah, these little pieces, I don't know how they end up all over the house or how I track them everywhere because I try to keep them on the desk only, but they are not on the desk only, which is kind of weird. Oops, that goes in this pile. Trying to keep all these sets together.
This is the quilter's version of glitter bombs.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but somehow these things get tracked all over the house. And it drives me mad when I find them too, because sometimes I find these little pieces in my bed. I'm like, how? If I was walking around barefoot, was this stuck to my foot all day? I mean, seriously. It's just like thread. How does thread end up in my hair? Literally, Scott finds it in the bathroom on my hair, on my brush. Like, how did I get the thread in my hair? Was I just like picking it up and throwing it and having a thread party? It's kind of funny. Just a few more to cut. And then I have to cut up and sew up the pieces that go in between. Yes.
Okay.
I got to cut them and sew them real quick, though, after I finish cutting these off. Scott's taking the camera up close, so the camera is moving. Camera is moving. Camera is moving. One more. Okay. All of those sets are now ready. That's ready. Now I just need to make the other thing. We're what? It's at 132. That's what it's at so far. All right, I'm going to go ahead now while he's showing you the quilt and get these next cuts started on. It says to do pairs. I haven't done that color yet. And let's put some more of this in there and that in there. So I really need to, I'm not going to get the sizes that I want from here because these blocks are wonky. So I'm just going to trim them first. The long arm, it's just a geometric pattern that I did on there. It's a squares pattern. One of the things I know how to do, and I do it quite well. Okay, I'm going to save that portion because I don't need it. I have no computer. It's all free motion quilting. I don't have computerized. So everything you see is only me. And I have plenty of videos where you can watch me do it. I have had one comment in the past, "You did not quilt that. There is no way. That is a computer." I was like, turn on the other video and watch. You can see me moving the machine manually. That was a rude comment, though, and it was years ago when I was still doing long arm quilting. I can't get the word, videos. I just said the word and I couldn't get it out. Okay, that's one set. One. Two. Set that aside. Trim both of these at the same exact time. If you win this auction, don't forget to email us at tiffanysquiltinglife, all one word, at yahoo.com. And I just almost messed that up. Okay, this is number 2. Three. Oh, I didn't even see this. Look at this, fabric's ruined.
What? What's wrong with it? Oh. How'd that happen?
I don't know. It's part of the fabric.
Well, here, I'll show them a close-up of it.
The fabric is ruined. It has a big bite taken out of it. And that's within my seam allowance, so.
Someone ate it.
The what is it called? Fabric store fairies ate it. They were hungry.
When you make your labels for quilts, what size square do you use?
It depends on the quilt or how much fabric I have left over to get that size label. So most of the time it's an 8.5 to 10.5 inch square when I make my little corner labels. But it also depends on how much backing fabric is left, because I usually use the backing fabric. And if I don't use the backing fabric, like the quilt that you see behind me, then the label is usually 8.5 inch square or 10.5 inch square. Depends on how big the quilt is. This wasn't a very big quilt, so I'm pretty sure I used 8.5.
140.
140,
Yeah,
as in calling it.
that's okay.
140.
Where can they find this iron?
I don't know where to find the iron. That quarter shop probably has it. Or Connecting Threads probably has it. Anywhere that sells the Liso irons probably has it. So we're at 140 going once.
Hold on, I'm putting in your links. Okay, now call it. Now I can
Okay,
see.
140 going once.
That's simple.
140 to Pat going twice. Sold to Pat for 140.
Put that to email.
Pat, don't forget to email us. Oh, I'm going to need 2 sets out of some of these, but I won't be able to get that because there's not enough fabric. Ay, ay, ay. Come on, stay. There we go.
What do you use your scrap trimmings for? Dog pillows? Do you donate or do you just throw them away?
These get thrown away. This is the trash pile. Literally goes in the trash. It's too small to cut, and our shelter does not do dog beds from fabric scraps. They do not want it. The dogs make too much of a mess, so they tell us not to give it to them. And then I just throw it in the trash. Anything that's bigger than an inch, I keep. Oops. Try to keep those two together. Oh, that's so wonky. Okay, mine's going to end up being scrappy because these are so wonky. I can't get 4 2.5-inch strips from these.
You want to do a second email
Mm-mm.
before you put stuff in the wall?
Nope.
Okay.
I keep these out because that way I can have the scrap pieces of them to cut the next set, so I can have 16 because I only have 4. This will be set 5, but I literally barely have any room to cut these because they're not 10-inch squares like they're supposed to be. I'm going to go ahead and sew these before I cut more, just to get them sewn and started on so that we can start laying out some blocks so that you guys can see what these blocks are supposed to look like. Oh, don't shift on me. There we go. All right, I'm going to separate these, pass them to Scott to press back.
I mean,
Hmm?
doesn't matter
It
what.
doesn't matter as long as they're all going in the same direction. All right, here's a bunch for you to sew. How many? That's 1. You have 1 group, 2, 3, 4. That's 5.
Yes, I had one.
This will be 6.
Tell them the explanation pattern one.
The explanation pattern is not for today, guys. Totally different pattern. That's for the Breakfast at Tiffany's episode for next Thursday. Not this coming Thursday, but the next one. We're still working on that. Just
All these?
put them right here. Yeah, all those. I was trying to keep them together in groups.
Oh. iron them all and
Yeah,
put
that's
them in
fine.
one big stack. Is that okay? Or do you
Mm-hmm.
want me to keep them in the stacks of 4 still?
Keep them in the stacks of 4s, please.
Okay. You can still put them in one big pile to iron them. It's easier that way. Open it. Open it.
So that was 6. 7.
Is there a weight in your thread cutter?
Is there a what?
A weight in your thread cutter?
No.
I have one like that and it moves as I cut.
Oh no, it moves. But mine has little dots on the bottom that are like anti-slip, but it moves around really easily. Yeah, it's not the perfect little device, but it works for what I need it for. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do I have 7 piles altogether now?
I'm working on the 3rd. Sorry, I had to pull the iron and I connected these open. I only have 4 over here.
4 sets?
Yeah. 4
That's
separate
5,
colors.
6, 7, 8. This will be 9.
You 16?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oop, don't. So this is 9. And this will be 10. And then we'll do some repeats. I have to sew more.
Oh, okay.
Trying to get them all cut first, though, so I could just sew them all through real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, that's definitely not enough. So we're going to make some wonky piles now. So we're going to get 1 strip from here, and we're going to match it with 1 strip from here.
Since it's 6:30, did you want me to put that? Okay.
I just cut this one off. So I'm going to make that a set. I can go over there. What am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This makes 10 and 11. 12, 13, 14. Oh man, this is gonna really suck.
When you start working on a project and you decide you really don't like it, do you scrap it, walk away and revisit it in the future, or just forge ahead?
I forge ahead. That's what I usually do with projects, as best as I possibly can. I'm just going to stack them like this. They're just getting cut at the same time. That'll be a grouping. So that's 11. We'll do these as a grouping. And then for my last ones, I'm just going to look through the pile and see what I can find that's 2.5 inches. Because so far, none of the rest of them have been. Which kind of sucks. These two together. We'll take that one strip of fabric that's not eaten. And this. And hope that I can get something out of this. Tea tree oil? I have not used tea tree oil. Which side is the straight side? That's the straight side. And that's the straight side. What's tea tree oil for? Oh.
Ask you like tea tree oil.
Yeah.
No questions.
Okay, so that's a set. Let's count these again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Let's get 14 off of this. See what I can do here. Oh, that's the messed up one anyway. We're going to call this, it's close enough. Because this one and this one. I'll just remember to sew on that side and put that small part in the seam allowance. Because there's no other way to make it work. Look at that, nice and straight. Thumper came out of his cave to come say hi. Say hi, Thumper. Hi. Oh, let's just do 2.
All day.
Yep, I know
I
you were
had to get
sleeping
up
all
to
day.
come in here. Terrible. Terrible.
Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. One more. Let's see if we can get 2.5 inches off of one of these. That one's going to have to be fudged when I sew it, but it was enough. And let's check this one. Oh, that's not even 2 1/4. Let's see what this one is. Nope, not 2.5. And the straight edges. Right at it. We're going to go with it. Literally just barely. Barely. The rest of these are scraps. Because there's no way I can do anything with any of that. I'll just go in my strings bin. And one more. Okay. Now to sew all this together. We're going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance from the biggest piece. Some of them are a little bit off. Some of them are a lot of it off.
How much does Thumper weigh? Thumper
is like 17.5, 18 pounds. Maybe he's 18.5. Was it 18.5 last time?
He's 17. That's all I know.
I think he was 18.5, honestly, when we weighed him last.
Tell him it's all fur.
It's all fur.
It's all fur.
Fur and a little bit of fat. He's a big cat. Either way, he's a big cat, though. Stay on there. Thank you. And notice I didn't put anything right sides together or not. Batiks are hard to tell which is the right side and the wrong side. Sometimes the right side is a little bit brighter. Has more vibrancy to it on a batik, and then sometimes it does not. Sometimes both sides are equally dull or equally bright.
Tell him what he does with laser.
What?
Laser lights.
Thumper does not like laser lights. He looks at it for like 5 seconds and then he's off. He doesn't.
Just tell him he stares at you. He knows what you're doing.
He stares at you because he knows you're doing it, or he'll stare at the light and be like, "Oh, you dumb human! What the heck you think you're doing?" Yeah, Thumper could care less about laser lights. He liked them when he was a kitten, but as he got older, he doesn't.
What size triangles are you saving?
I'm not saving any triangles. I'm sewing rectangles right now, if that's what you mean.
Sewing?
I'm sewing rectangles right now that are obviously 2.5 inches. And if you do the math, I wasn't sure if this is a free pattern, so I wasn't going to say out loud the measurements for this or math to this. Huh? I don't know what breed Grumpy Cat is. I think I Googled it once, but we think he's mitted ragdoll and a mix of snowshoe in him because he still has the looks and characteristics of a snowshoe, but he looks and has the characteristics more of a mitted ragdoll. What? That? No, it's not my foot pedal. I don't know. The clunking is probably something on the desk moving. I don't hear it clunking at all. Huh? I don't hear no clunking. Is that what you're hearing? That's my foot pedal right there.
The metal.
That
like that.
Maybe it's the cat. I don't hear it. Yeah.
Every time you let off the sewing.
Oh, that
pedal hitting the.
No, my pedal's not against the wall. All right, now to snip these apart, send them to Scott, and I'm gonna lay out what I have so far. 3, 4. Keep those together.
You were saving triangles for a project.
2, 3, 4. Oh, 2.5-inch cutoffs, and I saved those. I can't get the tub out. It's buried under a bunch of stuff right now under the desk. But I make hourglasses, not half square triangles, out of them. They're the cutoffs from 2.5-inch snowballing, or corners from the doing binding. From 2.5-inch bindings.
Okay, so am I ironing these?
Yeah, but keep them in these sets, please, because I did mix them up, and I don't want to confuse my brain, which I'm already.
Kept the last one in your sets, didn't I?
Yeah. Well, some of them don't match; they're mismatched.
Okay, but I kept them in the sets, didn't I?
Yes.
Okay.
What am I stuck on?
Get them to open, right? I understand.
Okay. So let's lay out a block. These are messed up again. Okay. Let's do these right here. We have all white centers. So one block is going to be this. Oops. Yeah. With these going this way. This. No, wait. Like this. I almost did that wrong. And that. Where's that picture? Just to make sure. Yeah, that way. And then one will go out like this. And then another one will go in. Another one will go out. And dark in, like that. That's a block. Let's put another one up here. Let's get some contrast right here. So here's a center. No, not at the moment. Yeah, you can just stick them right here, over there. Oh, no, not right this second.
Okay.
All right. I'll put that one facing that way. And then dark goes in. Dark goes out. Dark goes in. And dark goes out. Okay, that's what my blocks are going to look like. So I'm going to randomly put a bunch of them up here on the board. All right. Just so that you guys could see, and then I'll pull from the board to sew them together. So in, out, out. Down, over, and yellow over, just like this. Those are my blocks. Because they're supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be different and mixed up. 1, 2, 3. These 4 with not that. Let's do these 4 with this. And this center. So again, just going to put one here. The directions say this is how it lays out. So that's why I'm laying it out like this. In, light in, green to the bottom, green to the side, green up, and green to the side. This is how it's supposed to go. Let's grab another one of these. Put that right here. Move to the side. Side. Oops, nope, wrong way. And down. I don't know why this is called something donut. Darling Donuts, because there's no donut look to any of these. What? I don't see a circle. Where do you see a circle? Oh, that doesn't look like a circle to me.
The only reason I see it is because it's called a donut. So I look for a circle.
Okay, then we'll do another one with this funkiness because we have to mix these up too. Because there's not enough cuts. I couldn't get the cuts. So they're going to be messed up. Yeah. Nope. They're going to be mixed up. Yep, they have to be scrappy because I didn't have enough. The cuts were wonky to start with. All right, I'm going to start sewing some of these and then we'll lay more out. And then we'll lay the whole thing out. I like being able to reach behind me and grab what I need. All right, and since there is no specific way to press, probably, I'm just going to press them right, left, right.
What do I have? More do I have? Some backed up.
Just whatever you have right behind you or wherever it is.
I'll get two more ahead of me. Freaking me out there.
At this stage, I can finger press the whole project. One's gonna go in, this one's gonna go out, and this one's gonna go in. Nesting my seams as I go. All right, other side. All right, one block down. 15 more to go. See? Look at that. So for now, I'm just going to stick it on the wall until we're ready to press them all. So I'm just going to...
If I could get them to open, I'd be done pressing, and we could press them.
The block size is 12.5 inches. Yeah, 12.5 inches. Which should have been assumed for those that are seasoned quilters. That when you put 4.5-inch squares together, that's what you get as a 12.5-inch block. But I wasn't trying to give out the measurements, but it's kind of obvious. Come on. Finger press that way, finger press this way, finger press that way. Come on. You can make this block super flat.
That one? Oh, these things are already ironed, right?
Yep.
Going over.
They're just finger pressed the way I need them to go. done.
Is that the extension table that came with the machine?
Yes, the extension table comes with the machine. Here,
Go. Bam.
push that down too so that the block lays flat.
Okay.
All right, sides together. I'm going to mix all these blocks up anyway because some are scrappy and some are not. Plus, I want to kind of make sure I alternate those centers since there's an equal amount of those, because I cut an equal amount of all those light colors.
There you go. One lady said they're Flintstone donuts.
Yeah, Flintstone donuts from Bedrock. Oh, come on. I think this specific brand of batiks kind of are very not so movie. Like most of the times you can move and adjust your fabric. These aren't very adjustable in your fingers, and that's why Scott was having a hard time pressing them because they don't want to open. They're getting stuck together funky. They're not even sliding when I go to slide them very well. Like the chemical that puts the wax on the fabric for stamping the batiks, the residue is really strong on these ones, I think, because they don't slide very well like most fabric does. Tomorrow, there should be a mail opening video sometime when I get up in the morning. And then Tuesday, there'll be a new video coming out with a new pattern. Very, 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 very beginner friendly. And written instructions. It's very rare that I do written instructions for something, but I took the time to write it all out. Now, whether it's easy to, whatever the word is, to know what I'm talking about or understand, that's on you, because I'm not very good pattern writer at all, whatsoever. Come on. Wow, these really stick to the wall, to the batting. Had to think of that word. More. So that'll be what's up this week. Not that way. And this way. right. And let's get this one sewn.
When are you doing your pattern review?
When am I doing my pattern review? What do you mean? It's just going to be a video that comes out on Tuesday. Yeah. My videos are all verbal visual, but there will be directions in the description of the video, which is the more button underneath the video, whether you're on a cell phone or on a computer. On a computer, you can just scroll and you click more if it's a lot of writing.
How's your dream quilt doing?
My dream quilt is still sitting in I need to quilt it stage because I haven't been getting, this week was a really weird week for me, so I didn't get any long arm quilting done that I wanted to get done or should get done.
You got client work? No,
I have client work done, but not anything else. My own quilts get put on the back burner, so my dream quilt probably won't even be ready for me to enter into any shows by the end of this year. Because I always get pulled into client jobs come first. And this year has been a very heavy long arm quilting year for some reason. Usually it's not as heavy as it is, but it's been a lot. And I kind of figured, obviously, you guys out there, the more subscribers I have, the more that will want my long arming services. So I will get busy and busier and busier. And if I can't take it anymore, then obviously I'll just turn jobs away. So, all right, let's make one more block and then the rest of them I will make off camera and be able to show you next week on Sunday the finished top, because I'm not going to wait till next week to finish this because I have so much other things going on that it needs to be done between now and then. But you guys are getting the general idea of what I'm building here. There's no stashing in between these blocks. They're literally just being sewn together block to block. This is the general idea of it. I mean, you could add sashing, yeah, if you want to add sashing. I'm not going to, because that means that I have to go and pick something that matches all this and put it in. And then hope I had enough for it, because I probably do, because I have a lot of boutiques, but still. I'm going to lay these right next to me. That way I don't have to keep rolling that far. Scotty's pressing is not perfect, so I have to fix something before I sew it.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thanks for making fun of me again.
Gotta get that to lay down.
What will be the total of blocks?
16 blocks total. Yeah, I have a total of 16 blocks worth here.
Well, you got 6 so far. That's pretty good. You're not gonna do the rest on next Sunday?
No, because I don't want the project to just sit here. I
Oh,
need the desk.
okay.
Yeah. I mean, I can. I just put it in a box till next week. Huh? True. I could put this in a box until next week. Because I just need the area. I need the design wall and the area cleaned up. It's the only thing about being business and personal in here is, you know, this is considered a personal sew, but all my other stuff is business. All right. So this is what it will look like, but it will be 4 across. Let's move that there. Put this one here just for the general idea of things. I'm just going to do 3 by 3 just so you guys can see. It's just going to be really simple. Just like this. And, you know, like that way there's no 2 darks next to each other of similar hue. You know, that way it's all mixed up, but it's pretty much going to be this, except 4 across by 4 down is what I'm making. Not bad. Not bad. It's just, I don't know. To me, it looks really, really busy because of all the different prints, but I guess once it's all mixed up, maybe it won't look as bad. I'm not that it looks bad, but it's just busy. It's a really busy quilt. Anyway. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and get myself off of here for now. I'm going to clean all of this up so that way next week I'll just continue on instead of sewing it through the week. I'll just leave it for next week to sew, and I'll just put it in a box and keep everything together. That way I can make more of this next week, and then I don't have to find yet another project because I start so many of them. My closet's overflowing. I have no hangers left to hang quilts up because I've used all of them. So I definitely need to not make as many right now. But any questions? Oh, yeah, the pattern. You're not going to find this pattern. Like I said, I looked, I did a Google search, 10 different ways. I did not find this at all whatsoever. I just found the Pinterest post of someone that made one and a Timeless Treasures thing of someone that shared it on their blog. So I did not find the pattern itself, though. That one, I mean, this is an obvious thing. Yeah, Etsy has the actual package of this Timeless Treasures by Judy and Judelle Niemeyer.
Yeah, they want to buy the package.
Yeah, so if you want to buy the Layercake package, I honestly didn't sell this very nicely because you saw they weren't cut very nice, so I didn't get the cuts I wanted out of it. I prefer a flat layer cake, so that's just my own personal preference. All right, guys. Any questions? Any other questions other than that? Stack these up. Scott's showing the pattern one last time. That is what I am making. Yep. Okay. All right. So all the parts and pieces I need to make the rest of the blocks are literally, yeah, the pattern came with the Tonga Treats thing. The pattern came with it. Yep. It's one of those things that comes with a free pattern if you purchase your Layercake kind of deal. Alrighty. All right. Yep. So thank you guys all for hanging out. I guess I'm doing this next Sunday too, just so that I'm drawing it out. Thank you all for hanging out. And don't forget, tomorrow I will open some mail, and Tuesday there'll be a fresh, new, beginner-friendly video. So thank you guys for hanging out. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Bye. Toodles.